Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Carisha, you are just saying, please let this go. Listen, y'all know I got to start with a corny joke. If you guys don't know what is going on, listen, Carisha's been implicated in the Diddy suit. We went over that in the live yesterday when we were like, yo, is this why 50 Cent feels some type of way about Diddy? Because apparently Carisha, Jade, and Daphne Joy have been alleged by Little Rod to be Diddy's blank workers, okay? We uncovered video of Carisha being confronted by an alleged FO victim participant, what you want to call them. I guess it's either or. If you got to sit there and talk to Diddy. On top of that, y'all, I dug up some footage from my Gene Dill interview. I know I haven't posted it yet, but I got the part where he is talking about J-Lo, and he said, listen, y'all can believe what y'all want about J-Lo. He contends that he actually saw the way her and Diddy get down, and J-Lo was the one literally putting that hair in a bun, putting some Vaseline on, taking her hoops off, and ready to go up to Diddy's studio and start some ruckus. Y'all, listen, you cannot make this up. Where y'all want to get started? There is so much news going on. On top of that, y'all, I am doing a little investigation, and it looks like I might have uncovered who really calls the shots with Diddy, who Diddy works for, what's going on with those planes, and why, whenever there's one man in the room, according to witnesses, Diddy get real meek. Diddy get real quiet? Diddy act like he's taking Beyonce's on mute challenge? All right, y'all, let's get into this. Where do y'all want to start? Excuse me. Where do y'all want to start off at? I'm just going to run my mouth really, really quick. And then y'all still going to be in there 2 hours later. But no, this is going to be a really intensive live. All right, let's get down into this. Where are we going? Let's get down into this. I'm just airdropping myself the video so we can get into it. But in the meantime, we can talk about the accusations that's going out about Young Miami. Now, let me just say this, right? Everybody is saying that Young Miami was Diddy's blank worker and he had her doing this and that. And you know what? Honestly, I believe it because it sounds exactly like what Cassie said happened in her suit. I do think, and I know y'all think I'm a Young Miami apologist, but can I just say this, please, before we get into anything? You know, one could say that Young Miami might have been a blank worker for Diddy, but I don't think Young Miami knew that she was, because at the end of the day, Young Miami was literally arguing with people in the streets about Diddy. I think that Young Miami wasn't seeing that 1+1 =2. Young Miami was thinking 1+1 equals me and you, if you know what I'm saying. Because just hear me out on this. It is important to say. Think about it, right? Young Miami, for her, didn't know she was a blank worker. I think that she thought, yeah, I'm taming this wild horse. You know, like he a billionaire and he used to his freedom. But baby, first we talking, now you claiming me, now you got me on my arm. She was probably on the phone with her girlfriends kikiing like, and you know what? Next year you gonna be my man. And she thought she was making headway. The only thing with Young Miami is I don't see Young Miami saw herself for who she was and why Diddy had her on his arm. I remember when Diddy started dating Young Miami, the city girls were way up. Diddy did what he usually does, seek and destroy. She had Carisha Please. She had a million bags she could get into on her own. You know, Diddy loves to take a girl with talent. Same thing he did with Cassie. Same thing he tried to do with J-Lo. We're going to get into what Gene Dill said. We got him on video saying that, right? Same thing he tried to do with J-Lo, but J-Lo had too much ambition. She had Benny Medina and her mama. She had ambition. She's like, you must be out of your mind, because she was the Bronx. So she knew what to do with ninjas like Diddy, right? You know what I'm saying? New York girls know how to handle New York men and the dumb time they're on. But in any way, to make a long story longer, right? She Carisha I think she actually thought that she was Diddy's girl. I don't think she knew. She was on payroll, the amount we don't know, but I think Carisha had bragged about being on payroll. But a blank worker is not buying. Remember Diddy's birthday when she bought him that huge diamond necklace? She thought she was spoiling her man. She thought she was letting him know ain't nobody gonna love you like me. Remember when she was arguing with Gina, doing all this stuff? I really do think that she thought that she had gotten this billionaire, that she was slowly eating up things. And if she kept all the girls, because if Carisha honestly knew that she was a paid blank worker, she wouldn't have been arguing with people. She would have been like Daphne and Jade, allegedly, according to Little Rod, just in the cut, giving foot rubs, doing what they had to do, and enjoying the fruits of their labor. Again, I do think that that's the way Diddy considered her. I just don't think that she realized 1 and 1 don't equal me and you. 1 and 1 equals 2. She wasn't putting together the things because she was enamored by the lifestyle. She was enamored by the way Diddy treated her. And at the end of the day, the weird thing is, if Carisha had truly known at that moment how big City Girls were and how she made Diddy relevant, I know to people over 40, he's hip hop royalty, but this is before all this stuff happened. But to people that was in Carisha's age group, it was like, oh, Diddy, okay, like the rich uncle, right? He wasn't really relevant. By having her on the arm, every time they stepped out, Diddy was in the blogs. He used her to run promo for the album and also daily on Liquor. He was always in the blogs. When they went to the Met, everybody was talking about Carisha. Everybody wanted to talk about Carisha, right? And the thing is, Carisha wanted that to be her man, but all you had to say was, F that. You ain't taking me to the Met Gala and I'm not your girl. He would have at least given her that title, even if it was temporarily. But that's, again, when we read this complaint, just know that Carisha didn't know she was a blank worker. Because no blank worker be buying you diamond necklaces and fighting with all the other girls. All you care about is just getting your money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. Really quick, I want to say thank you to Potent Pondering. Said, turn your monetization on, love. Okay, thank you. How'd you know my monetization wasn't on? And you know me so well. Thank you for the heads up. Let me turn this monetization on right now. Because mama, listen, mama is not, I'm not anybody's paid blank worker. So I gotta make my money off of my Google money. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this mess on. And then we're going to do y'all want to go into the lawsuit first, or do you want to see the video of one of the blank off victims confronting Carisha? Okay. Which one y'all want first? It don't matter. I'm going to do this the way I want, but I'm just trying to take the temperature in the chat, so I can ignore it. But I want to see where everybody's at. Hold on, y'all, really quick. Let me just set my ad revenue. Thank you, Potent. I appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat and reminding me to make my money. I appreciate it very, very much. Okay, y'all, let's get into this. Where y'all at? Okay, I'm back on the screen. And also, Veronica Very, thank you so much for becoming the newest member of the super chat. All right, here we go. Now, let's get into this. All right. When we look at, hold on. Okay. So, all right, I'm on it. So listen, I'm on it, T. So anyway, listen, I think the important thing to remember is Diddy is a monster and he did this to everybody he's with. I know Carisha got to gut her mouth. I know she be going in on people, but I think that's her defense mechanism. At the end of the day, to me, you don't gotta like her. I don't know her personally. She is just as much as a victim as everyone else. People say sometimes she can be an a-hole. Well, guess what? A-holes can be victims too, okay? Let's get into this Diddy stuff because I want to give y'all a little bit of context and then we can get into everything else. I would put this on the screen, but I don't feel like being demonetized by YouTube, okay? This is the document. It got words that YouTube gonna be like, there's children watching. What are you talking about? Yo, why was I on Twitter? And people were like, y'all act like it. Y'all so worried about the Colombian dancing desk charges. Y'all tripping. You need to be worrying about the blank trafficking charges. And I said, true. Blank trafficking is worse than being on Colombian dancing desk. But baby, people were telling on themselves on Twitter. I said, I see who's the people that be pulling out the Colombian dancing desk at the party, talking about who won a party while everybody else is like, girl, security, right? Because what parties y'all be going to? I don't know. Listen, maybe my provincial, colloquial ways. It's just like, I'm shocked. Please, you pull out some Colombian dancing that's about around me. I don't care if you my best friend. I'm gonna be trying to stage an intervention. I'm gonna be showing you scared straight. I'm gonna show up with like your grandmother and her friends doing a prayer circle. Release, devil, release her. I will be doing everything because, baby, people that use Colombian dancing desk casually, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, if it's my best friend, bitch, we having an intervention. That's all. And I don't want to hear anything about it. We're going to deliver you from this demon. Anyway, here's in the updated complaint how Young Miami was put out the pasture. Again, it sounds like she was a blank worker. Unfortunately, she didn't know she was a blank worker, because if she was, I think she would have hit that lick harder. I think she started seeing a future for her and Diddy. And you know, when you think somebody's your man, you're like, well, we're not going to drain his bank account because this money's for us. I do think she would have hit that lick even harder if she knew that Diddy was not taking her seriously. Because don't forget, she was doing, and honestly, people of unconventional lifestyle, I don't even know about this stuff. But again, it sounds to me exactly what happened with Cassie. So I do tend to believe this. They said, according to Little Rod, during the 13 months he lived and traveled with Diddy, he witnessed Christine, that's KK, that's his assistant, openly order her assistants to keep Diddy high off of gummies and pills. Now, isn't it interesting that Brendan Paul, that was arrested at the airport when them boys in blue rolled up on Diddy in Opaluca. I know y'all be trying to tell me how to pronounce it. I just see Oompa Loompa, Miami, right? We're going to call it the Oompa Loompa airport. I think it's Upalaka, whatever. Airport. It's a private airport in Miami. They literally arrested him with Colombian dancing dust possession, right? And Colombian dancing dust gummies. So funny, Little Rod said Brendan is Diddy's mule. Funny thing is, some people are like, oh my God, it's a $25,000 bond. That just sounds like personal possession. People, can we start like reading a little bit more? Because Little Rod said that he was Diddy's personal mule. Diddy wasn't trying to literally hand out freebies to half of South Miami. Brandon kept party favors for Diddy and the people that he was around. But it always seemed like he kept that stuff in small groups. You know, 4 or 5 people is a freak off, right? More than that is an orgy. So Diddy was having freak offs. That's how Brandon, but it's just funny the way the feds arrested him for the very single thing. So would possession of an intent to distribute, you got to be holding weight. He only had enough, according to Little Rod, for Diddy and his party favors. And that actually tracks, okay? Again, it's funny how everything Little Rod is saying seems to be confirmed. Well, not everything, but parts are being confirmed in the rate. Yo, I'll tell you one thing. I know so much that Ethiopia is so smart. I know she's happy that she's out of this lawsuit, because everybody knows Ethiopia. And Joe Budden was on his podcast talking about how Ethiopia, you could trust her with the darkest secrets. So maybe she feels some type of way that people think that she's flipping on Diddy because she's the secret keeper. Baby, you can't be in the record industry and be and not be a secret keeper. If you guys don't know, Ethiopia was a woman falsely identified as Diddy's assistant. That was an insult to Ethiopian Haberman. She is a Goliath in the record industry. She's been with Universal Music since 2003. She was at one time CEO of Motown Records. She is a guy Goliath in music. She don't work for Diddy, never did. Diddy was literally kissing her butt, maybe actually factually literally kissing her butt if you believe Little Rod, to get whatever he could. She was the power, and he needed her to get that Love Records recording deal. Anyway, listen, I will say one thing: Ethiopia was so smart signing that declaration to be X'd out so she could blame Lucian, who is the head of the Universal Music Group. I feel she is smart. Because at the end of the day, it seems like to me, like most powerful people, I do not know Lucian Grange personally. I know what's alleged in Little Rod's lawsuit and just how powerful people are. Lucian seems like they only care about Lucian because Universal Music Group got some heavy, heavy lawyers. When Ethiopia was, but I didn't see those lawyers coming out and protecting her. Again, I'm not privy to what goes on, but Lucian seems to only care about Lucian, and they will throw anybody under the bus, even Ethiopia, who I would imagine who's been with Universal Group since 2003. But anyway, let's get back into this, right? I'm giving y'all some of the background because you got to know the background. You got to know the history. So when I tell you this stuff and show you this stuff, it makes more sense, right? It just makes more sense. Really quick, Holly W. What's up, Holly? She says, come for the gossip, stay for the indictment. I know that's right. Renee Granger, thank you so much for the super sticker. Jerry Harden, thank you so much for the super sticker. And also Nicole Harris said, people are riding Drea, but Diddy can date in Miami and he's older than our parents. No one sees the manipulation. And where is her god mom, Trina? Let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna leave Drea Michelle alone. Al Pacino or Robert De Niro, one of them is like 100 years old and got a 4-month-old baby. If y'all don't leave, this is how misogyny goes on. Y'all are gonna roll your eyes and I'm gonna talk about misogyny. Is it weird that Drea finds something intellectually compatible with the 24-year-old or 26, however old? Yeah, because like Drea, you almost 40. I would think you would see a 24-year-old as like talking to your little brother. But if they connect intellectually, men have done this for centuries. They're not going to stop. Let Drea have her fun. She looks great. She's happy. Let that woman have her fun. And there's another thing I do want to say. If you're not Black, please don't say you making this all about race. Black women, I'm talking to us. Why does nobody ever let Black women enjoy their pregnancy? If you want to drag Drea for, and you think it's weird, you think it's your business. But is anyone like this woman is heavily pregnant? Depression literally is passed down through the genome code expression, your DNA expression, the way your genome code expresses themselves is triggered by if the mom is depressed, stressed, angry, harassed. Generational trauma is not just a saying, it is something that is passed down. Why can't we just let Drea Michelle enjoy her pregnancy? She is 38 years old. This might be her last opportunity, if she don't have it now, to have a baby. Why can't she just have a happy pregnancy? What's wrong with people? People are dragging a pregnant woman. Black women, to me, seems like we never get to enjoy being pregnant. Anyway, right? Heather Stanley, thank you so much for becoming a member for 3 months. And Tamika Wildflower said, Tisa, can you do a breakdown about this little white child Diddy adopted? What is going on? That intro video was suspect. It was. Y'all know I'm trying to investigate. I've been texting people, trying to see what is going on. But yeah, can y'all let Drea Michelle enjoy that life? Hold on. I got to plug in my camera. Can y'all let Drea Michelle enjoy that life that is growing inside of her, for Christ's sakes? Let that woman be happy. Let that woman be free. All right, let's go. Listen. You cannot, Cameron said, sorry, but Dre is a predator. You cannot call someone that is 38 dating a 24-year-old a predator. If that case, Kanye's a predator. Diddy's a predator. Drake's a predator. Let's talk about some other people. Every famous man, actor, or entertainer is dating someone that is at least 15 years their junior, or at least 70% of them. If you're going to call Drea a predator, then every single man that is dating someone that is more like 12 years their junior, which is most of entertainment, is a predator too. Also, no, you don't get to harass a Black woman or any woman who's carrying a child just because. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I ain't gonna keep defending Drea because we here for Diddy. Let's keep going. They're saying that, where are we at? Let's pull this up. Okay. Again, Young Miami thought she was Diddy's girlfriend. She just didn't know that she was paid for hire. They also talk about the thing, right? Let's see. It was Coca, GHB, Special K, Mary Jane, shrooms, and he gave to a celebrity guest. People said that Young Miami participated, walked around, all this stuff. All right, let's get into this video, right? Because the streets are saying that this video is actually showing one of the girls that participated in some type of activity. They're saying it is freak off activities with Young Miami and Diddy, and the stuff that he had Young Miami doing before he would even let Young Miami claim him, right? Ew. Anyway, this is an interview with the City Girls that resurfaced after Carisha was mentioned in the court documents filed by Little Rod, all right? This video says a lot, so please turn your sound up. Turn your sound on. Here we go, right? Just listen to what's being...
Man, you got some visitors.
Oh, really quick. I found this meme on Twitter, and I had to play it for y'all. Hold on. It's the intro. Just look. Somebody said, Diddy already told us. He predicted the future. He already told us what was going to happen to him. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. Okay. So listen to this video. And they said this was early on when Young Miami was with Diddy.
Oh, man.
How you feeling? Where you know me from?
I don't know.
You don't remember? We went on, where did we go? We went on a trip. You don't remember where we went? No, it was like a group of us. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, I know you. That's where I know you from. I know.
Where? You remember now? Oh, okay. All right. Well, now we're here. Girl, that was not what I was trying to talk about. Did you know it's the Do you know it's the 50th day of hip hop today?
No.
Me neither. They told me to talk about it. I don't know why. Okay. Anyway. Okay, here's my question. Oh, okay. When's the last time y'all let a broke dude hit?
Never.
Probably like 2014.
First of all, JT is so lost in this. Hold on, we're going to get past
years
this
ago
in a
was that?
second. Hold on.
I don't know.
What's the math on it? 2014, 2023. 5, 6, I don't know.
Bad teachers.
Okay, this video
Do you
gets
guys get
weirder.
involved in each other's dating life?
Yeah. I be like, fuck that sis.
Oh!
No, I'm playing, no.
You be telling her she need to be treated better, or what you be telling her?
Yeah, nah. If she like it, I love it. Vice versa, no.
All right. Get the fellas out her hair, or some. I know what it is.
Okay, so listen. Everybody is saying that that was the first time that people suspected that Young Miami was a blank work-off for Diddy. But as we know, Diddy had a rotating list. Young Miami worked her way up to being a girlfriend that didn't know she was already a blank worker. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let's see. Hold on. She didn't know that she was a blank worker. I believe also this is the same year that Young Miami was holding up the sign. Was this the same year that said Young Miami was holding up that sign that said go Poppy, right? Yeah, that was the same thing where Young Miami, I believe, was holding up the sign that was saying go Poppy. But what was even more disrespectful is she wouldn't even let Young Miami sit by the family. She had to be in the nosebleed seats. And I think that was the same year where Carisha was just sitting, not Carisha, JT was just sitting there holding her face, right? Listen, I don't know. It was the same exact year. But if you look at this, the reason was everybody is saying that this is one of, I will never forget the look on JT's face. This looks a little dark right now because, it's an old video, but do you see the tension? Where I know you from. And JT is just looking at her like, don't forget JT around this time started separating herself from Carisha. Remember when Diddy rented out that whole island for her? And everybody was like, what's going on with the city girls? Because JT didn't even want to come, but she popped up just to support her girl. JT saw what was going on, okay? But this awkwardness when she was like, you know me from, and JT looking like whatever, y'all. People are starting to put together the receipts that, yes, Young Miami may have been participating in FOs. Young Miami may have been holding Diddy's weight. His bang bangs, his weight, whatever. But at the end of the day, y'all, we need to keep in mind that Young Miami was doing everything Cassie said she did. And some of the stuff J-Lo even admitted she did.
Never.
Look at this mess.
Probably like 2014.
Okay.
A group of us.
Look at this.
Where did we go? We went on a trip.
With Diddy.
Remember where we went? No.
Look at the way JT was like, go ahead, answer that. She wanted to know very much so. Look at JT's face. That's a Sagittarius. JT wanted to know very much so. What trip she talking about, Carisha?
Trip.
Hold on.
Remember where we went? No, it was like a group of us. I can't remember.
I know you. That's where I know you from. I know.
Where? You remember now? Oh, okay. All right. Well, now we're here.
And now they're
Girl, that
here.
was not what I was trying to talk about. Did you know it's the
Both honoring the same man, the same freak offs. But hold on, y'all. I got a little bit more. We're going to talk about also really quick before I drop the Gene deal, talking about J-Lo trying to, and this is the interview I did with J-Lo. I'm sorry. I did an interview with Gene Dill, and he is literally explaining the way J-Lo tried to square up at the studio with Diddy. Okay. JT also wants us to know, keep her name out of that Colombian dancing dust stuff. She said, first of all, because people were accusing her of also being an FO victim of Diddy and partying with Young Miami. They're going to try to pull them all together. She said, first of all, I was in the halfway house being blank tested every night I went in. I explained this years ago. I never did Colombian dancing desk and never will it and never will. It actually destroyed my family. Y'all get on her making jokes about ish for ish and giggles. Don't know people's post-trauma. Stop playing me, please. All right, JT is excused from this conversation. I do want to say this, and it's crazy, right? I do want to actually say this. The City Girl stuff is literally so incredible to me. Hold on, y'all. Oh, y'all. Okay, sorry. So the City Girls, that whole rise and not even fall, because I don't think they've fallen off, because they can always come back. They were talented, especially JT, right? Oh, I got the shit on, walk around, ass fat. Y'all remember Stunner Girl and JT, It Girl, right? I think it's crazy that Young Miami literally threw away her career when she had the potential to make her own money in order to be Diddy's bona fide. But again, back then, remember when Cassie left Diddy for the trainer, and everybody called Cassie dumb, stupid. How could you? This, that, and the third. Now we know why she left him. I mean, her husband looked way better than Diddy, but we also know why she left Diddy, right? Again, it shocks my mind. Anyway, JT wants us to know to exclude. Oh, also, one of Diddy's background dancers has come out and actually spoken out against him. You guys, can you please also really quick? There's 9,471 people in this live. Can y'all subscribe? Hit that like button. Share this feed with your mama, your sister, your cousin, your uncle. It don't matter. Everybody want to see Diddy go down. Share this feed, right? But subscribe because y'all, I actually have been doing an investigation. I'm going to go live tomorrow. Subscribe so you can turn the notifications on. I'm telling y'all, I got some tea on what's going on with Diddy and how everybody says he got some powerful people protecting him. Not the people I mentioned, but there's one person in particular, and also some ish about what was actually found in the raids. And I know people have been talking about it, but I know this for a fact, something that Diddy do. And I'm not talking about the tapes. I'm not talking about something. I'm talking about something that is really going to get if it's true, Diddy jammed up with the DEA. And I'm not even joking because, baby, I don't know. You know what? I'm saying too much. Tomorrow I will reveal. I'm just waiting for a few more sources to get back to me so I can actually spill this tea. But I will do it tomorrow, okay? And I'll go live and do it. Okay. So anyway, this is one of, y'all don't got to go search Twitter while you're on this live, baby. We're going to break it down right here, okay? And we're not going to have any more wars over whether a pregnant Black woman should be allowed to enjoy her pregnancy. The survey says that Drea should be allowed to, okay? If you guys are just joining me, we are having an off-topic conversation about that, okay? Okay, anyway, can y'all hit that subscribe button? I really am trying to grow. If I get enough subscribers, I actually might buy a new camera. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe I'll just put a camera through a potato so it can even be more blurry. Okay, y'all, right? Where are we? So, one of Diddy's former background dancers has come out and spoken against Diddy. And baby, she is saying she saw all types of things. Let's play this video. And then I'm going to read you her statement because she actually posted a statement too. Let's get into this. Y'all ready? This is one of Diddy's former background dancers. Let me make sure I'm giving the right thing just so y'all don't Okay, yeah. This is Tanika Ray. She was also a former dancer for Diddy who claims she has some horrific stories about him. So we're going to get through this. We're going to play Tori's interview. It's going to be a quick minute. And then we're going to get into Gene Deal talking about when J-Lo tried to throw hands in Diddy's studio. Let's go.
We all have stories. Seriously, we all have stories. Mine is horrific and only 5 people know it. And I probably will never tell it. But since then I've been like, yep. And I also am very intimately aware that you tell your truth and you become victimized over and over and over and over and over and over. And mind you, I then interviewed him many times. I have a lot of stories, y'all. I've been in Hollywood for 25 years, maybe longer, 30. I got a lot of stories. Unfortunately, maybe I'll write a book one day. But it just is so traumatizing that women just want to live every day and feel safe. And when we revisit, we live in a state of victimhood. And nobody wants to live there. So for those who are like, why didn't you say something then? Because we just want to live. We want to be happy. And we really want to forget the trauma. So there's that.
Okay, so here's the statement she actually released. She said, oh yeah, woman hold a lot in order to function every day in a man's world. Unfortunately, we can compartmentalize out of pain and carry on. Baby, I hear you. Go on over to Tyrone A. Blackburn, Douglas Wigmore, and get you a case. Make Diddy pay like he weighs. The federal government about to seize everything. It looks like. We'll see. So you might as well get something while it's going out of business. Anyway. We utilize the experience as a lesson and move differently. If I told my story in 1996, then what? I just knew to avoid him at all costs. Yes, I danced for him and kept my space. I was on the vote or die airplane and kept my space. If you guys don't know why that's important, because Ron Burkle is going down with this. So Ron Burkle, Diddy's alleged billionaire playboy. Ron Burkle worked with Diddy to organize the vote or die. Diddy was mobilized by the elite white powers that be to mobilize the Black vote in the urban community so that he could get the urban community to vote along the lines of who his benefactors liked. Because Ron Burkle was not just trying to get us out there to vote. He wanted us to vote our way. And Diddy was supposed to be the person that did it. Why is this important? Because when she said, I was on the vote or die airplane and kept my distance, this girl is saying that she knows, I hope she does get a lawyer, that she knows where the receipts are, because the vote or die plane, federal authorities called, that was Ron Burkle's private jet, and federal authorities called that jet Air blank one, not Air Force One, but Air FU, right? Air One, right? Why did they call it that? Because it literally would go around having wild debauchery freak-offs. They were freak-offs in the sky. It was freak-offs in the sky, and it would fly everywhere having freak-offs inside. Ron Burkle was the subject of a huge investigation, not in talking about freak-offs, but talking about other stuff with his business dealings. The feds were surveilling him for a while, and when they found out what was going on in those planes, they named it Air FU, one. That's how crazy it was. This is who I believe Diddy learned from. This girl, I think her name is Tanika Ray, is letting Diddy know, right, that whatever happened, it happened. Something happened in 1996 that she is letting Diddy know, baby, if I had told my story, what would have happened? Also, I danced for him, kept my space. Okay. So she's saying that something happened with the dancers too. Also, I was on the vote or die airplane and kept my space. She's sending a thinly veiled threat. Do you see why it looks like I'm rambling? But baby, I know all the history and I'm filling it in to help you guys digest what's going on, right? I interviewed him for his projects and kept my space. Something happened in that too. Nothing that is happening is surprising. Ladies, keep space to heal and moving on is key. Gathering to incriminate is goals. Is she not sending a threat? She's saying that she literally gathered evidence of everything she just hinted at to incriminate Diddy. And baby, she is not tired of it. I know that's right, Tanika. Call Tyrone Blackburn. Call Douglas Wigmore. Get into that. But in this wild world with a broke A system, our healing is priority. Shame on all those men who let this continue. Shame on me, maybe, for prioritizing my mental health, some would say. But after working in a place that snatches souls, mine is intact. And of the light, I saved myself. Now, if someone needs me to pile on my story, give me a call. But I think Cassie got it. Baby, hold on. Let me make a note to reach out to Miss Tanika to see if she would like to share her stories with the Tattle Tell. I just made a note, Miss Tanika Ray. Anyway, Tanika is not playing. What's more, we have, right, a journalist who actually claims that Diddy tried to sleep with his married cousin. Not married. Tried to sleep with his cousin who worked with Diddy, and it was his male cousin. All right. This is a journalist. I believe his name is Taru. Don't get me misspelling his name. Hold on really quick. Toure. I always get his name wrong. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. He's actually saying that Diddy did this to his cousin. Tory, I think it's Tory, did it to his cousin. The media journalist Tory alleges that a male family member abruptly ended his internship with Diddy after Diddy allegedly gave him an ultimatum. He said, spend the night with me or his internship is over. Now, listen to this, because I got something to say about this. Hold on.
Disturbed many years ago. Okay, I know this man well enough to call him and say, hey, I need a favor.
Yeah.
And this might have been 10, 12 years ago that I called him and say, hey, I have a family member who I want you to hire them as an intern.
Yeah.
And I have never talked about this publicly. And he said yes. And they were flying around, one of the interns, Atlanta, Miami, whatever, on the jet, in the house, whatever. And then the internship stopped abruptly, like 3 or 4 months into it.
Yeah.
And I spoke to my family member, like, well, what happened? And they wouldn't say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did it end? And he wouldn't say. And years later, they finally came out, and this a male, and said that Puff had said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over. And they said, absolutely not. He said, absolutely not. And the internship ended. But from there, I was like, this is how it goes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was personally disturbed.
Now, one, that is a very disturbing story. Very disturbing. Two, do you think he's the cousin? Do you think this is his story, but he don't want to put himself into it? So he was like, my cousin was victimized by Diddy. I mean, I don't doubt the story at all, because what is going on with Diddy is just foul. All right.
You know, we all have stories.
Hold on. Let me get to the bottom of this. That's Diddy's thing. Hold on.
Got some visitors, dog.
Hold on. Let's get to the bottom of this. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm about to play the Gene Deal interview. Just let me cook on this, and let me just say thank you to a few people. And justice for Drea. Justice for Drea. Sherry Ainsworth, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. Heather Stanley, thank you so much also for being a member for 3 months. If I didn't already thank you, I think I did already. Mimi, thank you so much for joining Tattle Tells. Michael Corleone, thank you so much for the super chat. Said, the tunnels. Questions with teens is blank and liquor a bad mix. What happened to the teen that OD'd? We all know a percentage of OD is real for underage girls. Stomach pump. I have to research that. I don't really know much. Well, yes, they obviously are bad. Teens shouldn't be messing with it. But we need to talk about. I'm doing research on everything, so I can actually bring you guys what I found. There's a lot of things out there. I'm just going to tell you what I found. Katrina Mitchell, thank you so much for the super chat. Now let's get into, is this a, let's get into this. So me and Gene Deal did an interview. I know I'm always promising to drop it, but that's because, I like to be a little flaky with you guys. I feel it puts a little zhuzh in this channel, right? Everybody else can be dependable. Not me. I'm going to keep you guessing. But when I do finally arrive, you're going to love what I'm giving. All right, y'all. So this is me and Gene Deal. He actually was spilling a lot of tea about the dynamics between Kim, Misa, Sarah, and also J-Lo. And actually what happened. We're going to flip around with this interview. I'll drop the full component of that love triangle tomorrow, because there's a lot of juicy gossip. But it lets you know a little bit about what was going on with J-Lo and Diddy. And he got a lot to say about the way Diddy actually treated J-Lo, but also the way J-Lo treated him. Hold on, y'all. We're going to treat this like the director's cut. I'm going to keep pausing. If you don't like it, I'll post the full clip either later on tonight or tomorrow. And if you don't like that, this is my channel. Go start your own and get your own interview with Gene, because we're doing this the way I want. All right, let's go.
When Diddy started to get money, because I remember he got hit with like $35,000 in child support for Kim's firstborn. So he was starting to get money.
Can I just say, I don't know who this interview is with, but this woman something about her, that gleam in her eye. I love it. Who is this person?
When he started to get money, did you start to see, because you said that he came up with the same gang, we're going to talk about that. But when he started to get money, did you start to see his circle change?
Oh yeah, no doubt. And then he started saying shit like he told Mace. He said, "You ain't gonna never be famous because you speak to people first."
Hold on, let me
He
pass
said,
this thing.
"Don't listen. You was on that radar. Yeah. Hey, what's happening like that?"
Or Janet, the girl that was managing all the hip hop events, right? You said that she introduced him to Clive Davis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when she introduced him to Clive Davis, is that when things started really taking off and he started like, he
Just
met
listen to
Kim,
this.
he got in this. I'm just trying to think of.
So we started off, I was trying to say, when did Diddy become a monster? Because Gene said when he knew Diddy at first, Diddy was like a sheltered child from like New Rochelle or some part of New York, kind of like a mama's boy. None of the girls liked him. Wolf was the one that everybody liked, right? And he wasn't like the monster that he has grown to be. But he said there was a change in Diddy when he started getting money, and this segue into what this got to do with J-Lo. Hold on, y'all.
Timeline, not to be in this man's business, but when did all this swinging and all this other mess start happening?
Not to be in this business, sis.
Listen, I had to say it. Allegedly.
We all in the when he started getting that money from Clyde Davis, because he was getting street money. And he had gotten street money up until those guys went to jail. And that was the crew from Butt Naked. So I think when he start getting those checks from Clyde Davis, and people start treating him like he was rich, getting all the free shit, because he was getting a lot of, people who get rich. When you rich, you get a whole lot of free shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. Discounts, like these people go out and buy these Fendi bags and try to be like these stars, but they giving them 40 and 60% discounts when they come in the store. You know what I mean? So he start getting that type of attention. We go places, we have carte blanche, and I would see him acting fool on television, but that ain't the Puffy I knew. You know what I'm saying? The brief stuff.
So when did the Puffy start disappearing?
I start seeing a difference, I think, that when he got with J-Lo.
What started changing? What did you notice?
Okay, so now we're in the J-Lo years when he got with J-Lo and he started changing. Really quick, let me not change and show some love to my audience. Woo! Angela, let's see, Katrina Mitchell, thank you so much for the super chat. Angela Hardrick, thank you so much for the super chat. Crystal Roberts, thank you so much for the super chat. Ashley Ray TV said Jaguar writes in the chat. Woo! Shout out. Sabbath Rest said, repent, Jesus Christ is returning soon. Baby, you better put that in Puffy's DMs, please. We speak to God every night, and he says, I'm doing a great job. Also, Ray Smooth, thank you so much for becoming a new member. And listen, Mrs. Tanya said, Jag is in the chat. Shout out to Jag. All right, let's keep going.
Like didn't give a F about, what nobody thought, nobody felt after Big died. And I think that, when he didn't care, it's when your girl is upstairs and you getting a fellatio while your girl is upstairs, it's something about you, there's something that's wrong with you that you wouldn't even try some shit like that. You understand?
Yeah.
So people was bringing him things and
So if you guys missed it, we had talked about this early in the interview. I'll put the full clip up tomorrow because this is just a portion of it. Puffy, as much as people say that Puffy was laying hands on J-Lo and all this stuff, I'll tell you one thing he was doing. It seemed like, according to Gene Deal, they had a very mentally abusive relationship.
only it was with Puffy doing it to J-Lo. Again, J-Lo will be upstairs getting dressed to go out, and he was having girls giving him blankety banks, the goose gosh, downstairs, all to mess with her mind. And because I don't know, Puffy just sound off in this, but it gets worse. Hold on.
With the girl Corinne Stephan, Superhead, you know, somebody would bring him her. Yo, she crazy. You know, the head is crazy. Okay. What is going to cost you? You going to take care of it? Now, he's dealing with her. It's so many women that were bad, that was fine, that I would see come out the room sometimes. I was like, damn, Ma, for real?
Really?
And they leave, I'm like, damn, Ma. And they'll be laughing again because that was that type of atmosphere. You understand?
So while he was with J-Lo, what other famous people do you remember seeing coming out that room?
Tish.
Hypothetically, let's play make-believe. Let's play make-believe. In a world of that you would never believe, who could we possibly, somebody that would just never, who could we never believe? Again, this is not hypothetical. I know you don't know, but if you had to guess, let's just so like Diddy and Hillary Clinton.
Terrell. Hypothetically speaking, I would never say Sally Richardson or Diamond. Y'all know her real name. You know, I would never say Diamond.
From the Players Club. Hypothetically speaking, who else we talk? So he just revealed that Diddy, while he was with J-Lo, was also smashing, this is alleged, right? Sally Richardson, y'all remember her. I think she was in that movie Posey or whatever. And also Diamond from the Players Club, who is Lisa Ray. Sally Richardson, whatever happened to Sally Richardson? And also Lisa Ray, does Lisa Ray want to speak on this? But I guess not, because no shade to Lisa Ray. She's super, super talented. But y'all remember when she went through that stuff with her husband, and that like broke her heart. But remember when she started dating Reverend Al Sharpton after he lost some weight and thought he looked so good, thought he looked like Denzel, but he just looked like a 80-year-old man bobblehead, right? Ugh. Remember when him and Bill Clinton both looked like they had taken some Ozempic? I'm not saying they did, right? But they had looked, and she started dating him, and we were like, why are you a Reverend Al Sharpton? And then the gag was Reverend Al Sharpton played her. It's bad enough you dated skinny bobblehead Reverend Al Sharpton. This is when he was feeling himself because he had lost all that weight. But then you let that man play you. I was like, oh, Jesus wept. But let's get back into this. What about?
Jeez, that ain't enough?
No, hypothetically speaking, because here's the thing that blew my mind. The fact that J-Lo will be upstairs and maybe, hypothetically speaking, something downstairs would be happening. You know, like.
Well, that's not hypothetically speaking. That was happening.
Okay. But did he go out of his way to hide that from J-Lo? Or what J-Lo?
Yeah, I think he did.
So
he went out. A lot of, you know, him and old boy had these little skinny white girls downtown on 4th and 5th Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And their apartment buildings down there. And let's just say he's affiliated with basketball and football at the same time. They had their little skinny British white girls down there. And when they would meet up with each other, they would say, yo, how your little white girl doing? You're like, how your little white girl doing?
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So in addition to chopping down, allegedly, Sally Richardson, Lisa Ray, but there were a lot, put it like this. I feel like a lot of actresses, Black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian, Asian, that's one thing about Puffy. He did not discriminate, right? They all got their own experiences with Diddy. Now, again, he's leading up until what actually happened between him and J-Lo ready to throw hands in the studio, right? it's all leading up to this. We get into there in a second. I'll post it uninterrupted tomorrow, but right now you on my channel, baby. We having the director's cut, okay? Of Apocalypse Now. In this scene, Mr. Dill is citing how A1 Superhead was pleasing A1 Sean Combs. His girlfriend was unaware. But I felt like the scene really encompassed. That's my director's cut. And anyway, on top of that, Diddy also was with a prominent, let's see if y'all can pick out this blind item, a prominent sports player who also happened to be into skinny Caucasian women. And Diddy also had a skinny Caucasian woman he was with. Again, when I say he was literally he wasn't even as famous as he is now or as rich as he had. So he was literally doing J-Lo dirty. But listen to what Gene got to say, okay? It gets deeper.
What's going on? He was trying to hide it from J-Lo, but like you said, why are you even doing this and being so reckless?
When I tried to tell him, when I tried to tell the guy who's with them all the time, Paul, I said, yo, Paul, do you know those private eyes are following us? You understand? He said, gee, what are you talking about? I said, they them private eyes, bro. I work for a private eye company, Elite Investigations. So I know some of the guys, I know some of the people, I know how they get down, how they work, whatever. You know, I'm an investigator myself. So I said, yo, dog, Puff got private eyes. They got private eyes following them. So I thought that it was Miss Lopez or it was, what's his guy name? Benny Medina, who hated Puff. They was trying to get J-Lo away from him.
Why?
So I thought he hired people to follow Puff to get dirt on him about so they can give to Jennifer.
Were you right? Was it?
Well, I mean, I was right.
I guess you were right. He didn't make it too hard, right? The first day, the guy was like, let me not turn in my reports for another week, so at least I can get paid. The first day, they found evidence. Like, he woke up and they were like, wow. Okay. So once that... So
pause real quick. Just for you guys just joining us, Gene Dill has alleged that while Diddy was wilding out on J-Lo, they started being followed by private eyes. Gene Dill knew it. This is director's cut, y'all. I'll do the unedited one tomorrow. Gene Dill knew that they were being followed because Gene Dill used to work for a private eye. Okay, now who hired it? He believes it was either J-Lo or Benny Medina, but you know they are one and the same. And they said Diddy didn't slow down. He did not care. Really quick, I also want to say Gene Dill does have a book out that is really, really good. I know you've seen him on my channel. I have that. I know y'all seen the Art of Dialogue and the clips, but his book has even more juice. It is Gene Dill, My World of Bodyguarding a Hip Hop Star, The Last Big Night. It got all the tea in it. It is available on Amazon. On top of that, he is coming out with a new book. So make sure we support our big Unc Gene, okay? But let's keep going.
So do you think that it was the charges that came up from that shooting in the nightclub that truly was the final nail in the coffin? Or do you think there was all that stuff in the background going down between Jennifer and Puff that she was just like, I'm tapping out?
Well, first of all, I know for a fact that her mother hated him. And when somebody as big as her and she loves her mother like she do, and they got a disdain taste in their mouth for your man, shit ain't gonna work.
Why do you think she hated Diddy? If you know, you know.
I think that's a big part of it.
So pause. That part got cut out, but let me give you the director's cut. When I said, why you think she hated Diddy, okay? We both were under the situation that, how do I say this while being respectful? Well, I'll just say it. There is usually Latinos and Black people get along really, really well, shared experiences. However, from the older generation that perhaps J-Lo's mom belonged to, and perhaps Benny Medina, they didn't like their Puerto Rican princess being with a Black king, if you know what I mean. This would also explain the way J-Lo's mom was always encouraging her. And this is just my opinion and speculation right now from the outside looking in, all right? So do your own research. It was odd to me that at this time, nobody had solid proof that Diddy was doing J-Lo dirty. J-Lo's mom hated Diddy. But then when J-Lo got with Ben Affleck that comes from this Boston family, the mom was like a Harvard professor, all this other stuff. J-Lo's mom has always pushed J-Lo to be with Ben Affleck, even though he had addiction problems. He was effing the nanny. Ben Affleck was a mess. Now, maybe he's cleaned himself up. I doubt it. But maybe he is. But it's funny how you were encouraging him. And I really honestly do think, and even the way J-Lo always seemed to really want to get in with white Hollywood, I don't know. We thought it had something to do with Diddy being black. All right. I said it. But we about to get back into this. Let me just say this. Michael Corian said, Diamond Ladies taking a bubble bath with candles and glass of wine and watch Tupac, Unconditional Love, Lady in Red. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know. Okay. Long Gone, thank you so much for the generous super chat. You said best team on YouTube, Tisa and Gene Dill. Love the facts you bring, and thank you so much. I do want to say one thing really quick before we get back into the interview. Diddy has said that he is innocent. He said he has been set up by the FBI. These government raids have no value. He says they only happen because of the people accusing him. I said, baby, if it's that easy to get FBI to run up in your place and rip it up, I'm about to call the FBI and be like, on all my ex-boyfriends, hello? Yes. No. Hello? FBI? Who's this? Hello? This is a friend. His house. He is moving weight. He is the new Jeffrey Epstein. If it is that easy to get the feds to literally do a military-style operation on raids to your house just on someone making a police report or making a report to the feds, baby, all my ex-boyfriends better live in fear. Well, not all of them, but 80%, because baby, I'm coming to you. Does Diddy think we're stupid? You really expect us to believe that the feds just do military style level raids on your house just because somebody made a complaint? Shut up. Anyway, thank you so much for the generous super chat, Long Gone. Oh, Dr. J, 1913. Thank you so much for being a member for 30 months. Y'all, I've been on YouTube for 30 months. Thank y'all for supporting me. Dr. J, 1913, thank you for rocking with me for so long. And Mel Bethel, thank you for the super chat. You said, great job. Thank you. What else is going to be exposed? This is crazy. Puffy, Diddy, Love, whatever, and whoever he really is. I do agree with you on that one. Mel Bethel said he is very dangerous, and that's what everybody is overlooking. He is very dangerous. But honestly, Hollywood, music, all these industries are disgusting because every time we scratch the surface, it just gets ugh. But let's get back into this, all right? We can talk about Diddy's dumb self in a second. We're going to be dragging him all week, so let's get back into this, all right? So now we just left when Gene Deal was like, it seemed like Benny Medina and J-Lo's mama couldn't stand Diddy. We both think it's because he was black, and they ain't like the fact that they put her up. But, you know, it's our opinion. It's our opinion, people. Let's go.
I think that's a big part of it. She may not never admit it, but all the conversations they had, all the things he was trying to buy her mother and everything, give her mother, she wouldn't accept not one gift.
Because Diddy, to your knowledge, did him and J-Lo ever get handsy or have any of the issues that Kim have?
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
So he treated her like,
no.
He was cheating, but it never got handsy or anything like that.
No. It never got handsy. I got a funny part in my second book about one night that she was about to go on some girls, and she just got so frustrated. She just said, yo, Jane. And I wanted to help her, but I couldn't at the time.
What?
But she wasn't, it wasn't because she was putting his hands on her, nothing like that. But he was just she said they were trying to make her look like Susie Saucershead.
Okay, so explain that. I don't understand this story.
We were, J-Lo wanted him to come, Ms. Lopez wanted him to go to this event with her. He told her all kind of lies, like he had to do this and he had to do it, which was a bunch of bullshit. He didn't want to go to the event. So She came back. She had this lavender, I think purplish lavender dress on, had this big ass 3-carat diamond ring. Could be 9 carats or whatever like that. She was gorgeous. And I was like, yo, this nigga would go tour with her. I'm like, yo. So she came back to the studio, and he had all these girls up in the studio. And then this chick said, I think she overheard, Ms. Lopez overheard the girl say, oh, she ain't all that. They was like scallywags, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, compared to Jen. So then Gene was like, yo, Bob was like, yo, Gene, take Jennifer home, man, and bring her back to the studio. You know, so I go home. That's when she told me the story about, yo, Gene, I take care of everybody who take care of me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, Ms. Lopez, I'm not at liberty to say anything about Mr. Cohn's business, but I will tell you that when we came back from doing what we was doing, those girls was already in the studio. But then she was like, yo, Gene.
I know she felt like smacking you. Those girls were already there.
Because she did with that. But Gene, you and I both know, ain't nobody in that studio unless Puff give permission from them to be up in there.
Yeah.
Ms. Lopez, I don't know what to say. I didn't hear him make any situations like that. And you have to talk to him that when you get back to the office with him. She went upstairs. She jumped out the car, and I'm supposed to go upstairs with her. She just jumped out the car and jetted on me. She got her ponytail in. She put the grease on her ears, came back in the jeans and the sneakers. And Ms. Lopez had turned into Jenny from the block.
Okay. I guess she was about it.
Huh?
I guess she was about it. So then what happened?
Then she came back to the studio.
Her rings on.
Yeah. She came back to the studio, and don't you know, Puffy got them girls out of there and gave her a song that was supposed to be from Faith.
Oh. What song was it?
I forgot. The song was supposed to be from Faith or Sherry Dennison. It was from Faith to Sherry Dennison. Puff gave it to her. They worked on her and the writer worked on the song for a little bit, and then we all went to we went to a club called Eugene's.
Okay.
Beyonce.
Really quick, y'all. Yes, we're about to do the director's cut. In the last scene, Mr. Gene Deal said that J-Lo tried to bribe him to snitch on her philandering boyfriend who was driving her crazy by cheating but playing mind games because she could never try it. Now, while he did say that he never saw Diddy lay hands on J-Lo, and of course in other parts of the video he talked about it with Kim, with Misa, everyone, he would never stand for a man putting his hands on a woman regardless. J-Lo and Diddy had a very toxic relationship. There were girls in the studio because Diddy was having like his little, we'll call them baby freak offs in the studio. And J-Lo tried to run up in the studio, talking about some run up, get done up, went home, put her rings on, her hair in a ponytail. She turned into Jenny from the block. And to appease J-Lo, Diddy actually gave her a song that was made for Faith. I believe it was first Cherry Dennison. You know, you remember Cherry Dennison. The things you do makes me okay, right? Then it went to Faith, and he took it from Faith and gave it to J-Lo. Now, a lot of people have said that J-Lo never was really into Diddy, and she was just with Diddy because she wanted her music career to jump off. I do want to take issue with that because at the end of the day, if you leave it to Mariah Carey, Tommy Mottola was taking good care of J-Lo, if you know what I mean. So at the end of the day, I don't think she would have had to do this with Diddy. Also, really quick, you guys, we about to get into the rest of this interview. Can you guys please subscribe, like, share? I am really trying to grow for 2024. I know 90% of y'all don't care, but for the 10% that do, can y'all please show me some love? Subscribe, unsubscribe. I worked hard to get this interview. I even worked hard to editing it. As you can tell, editing is not my forte. And yeah, I'll post it uncut tomorrow for those of y'all in the comments. Damn, T said, let him talk. No. It's my channel. I talk here. Anyway, y'all, but I will post this unedited either later on tonight when I get off of live or tomorrow. When I say unedited, I mean without me interrupting. But let's get back to this. All right, let's go. I guess she was about it.
Huh?
I guess she was about it. So then what happened?
Then she came back to the studio.
Rings on.
Yeah. She came back to the studio, and don't you know, Puff had got them girls out of there and gave her a song that was supposed to be from Faith.
Oh, what song was it?
I forgot, but the song was supposed to be from Faith or Sherry Dennison. It was from Faith for Sherry Dennison. Puff gave it to her. They worked on her and the writer worked on the song for a little bit, and then we all went to we went to a club called Eugene's.
Okay.
Beyonce was there, Kelly Rowland,
Beyonce and
Michelle,
Kelly.
Dame Dash, Jay-Z, Jennifer, and myself.
Oh, really?
At the club called Eugene's. I was the only bodyguard. What are y'all bodyguards? This nigga, he had me there, and all those stars was right there. They was having fun. They was laughing, joking. Then we went to a place called the Cafeteria.
Y'all know Cafeteria.
Yeah. We went to the Cafeteria, and that's when she was like, yo, pouring out her heart. Yo, how you gonna try to play me? He said, yo, I gotta have these girls around me because, we stars and everything like that. And that shows people that, they can't have it like us because we got all these girls around. He was just trying to explain some stupid shit to her. She just said, you fucking think I'm Sam Susie Sausage Head? And then she said, yo, Gene, would you tell him? And I was like, yo. And the Puff said, right out of my, he said, Gene the OG. He ain't gonna say nothing. So I turned back around and just
had some more truthful pride. Minded your business.
I turned back around. I was gonna say something, but then I said, when he said, yo, Gene ain't gonna say nothing, he an OG. I said, all right. I ain't gonna say nothing.
So it sounds like from this, right, that for whoever Diddy was, it seemed like he put J-Lo on a pedestal. Or do you think that they weren't together long enough for his ways to take over? Like, do you think that he was capable of treating a woman with respect?
I think that, he was treating her with respect. And then whenever he was having a problem or having issues, because he would take that shit out on Kim, because Kim could be out having.
Now listen to this really quick. This is very important. I literally was like, why don't you think that Diddy did the same thing to J-Lo that he did to Misa? Because he laid his hands on Misa a few times or whatever. And now he's segueing into the way Diddy was absolutely psychotic with J-Lo and Kim, because Kim, hold on, let me get comfortable. Kim was around then. Also, really quick, you guys, we're about to get into the interview, but we have breaking news, right? One of the officers, this is breaking news. Hold on. We're going to get to that in a second. Let me just tell y'all, this is breaking news with Diddy. The New York Post has gotten one of the federal officers that were involved in the raid in Diddy's house in Miami, the raid on his house, his boat, his condo. Listen, I hope he didn't have any fish or hamsters in that house because their cages got raided too, right? They are now breaking their silence. They said, right, we believe that there is a disturbing history of blank trafficking, said the Miami-based officer who only spoke under the condition of anonymity, right? We're responding. Now get this. Diddy's lawyers tried to come out and say yesterday, how dare you? This is all a witch hunt, all because of unfounded allegations, because they've been trying to shade the F out of Little Rod's lawsuit, saying it's all lies, conjunction, and because of his lies, that's why his house got raided. Now, this is breaking news. New York Post just dropped this. It is one of the Miami-based Homeland Security officers who spoke under condition of anonymity, okay? Here's what they said. We are responding to concrete, detailed, explicit allegations. This is not random. We didn't choose his name out of a hat. We had allegations that were we have allegations that were, hold on. Oh my God. There's more news that just came out too. Diddy was served SA legal papers at his Beverly Hills mansions days before federal agents raided his $40 million pad. So somebody, oh wait, no. Tyrone A. Blackburn, it looks like, did it. A summons, First Amendment complaint, attorney verification upon Sean Coles. They also noticed that they left the documents with John Doe's. Okay, so that was Tyrone Blackburn served him right before he got raided. But let's get back into this. Sorry. So that's just funny. Okay, but let's get into the full article with the New York Times. They say we had concrete, detailed, explicit allegations, and we're following up on them. Okay. The public first became aware of allegations against Diddy and his ex-girlfriend Cassie. The case was settled, out of which Diddy strongly denied. The officer tells the New York Post that they're looking for photos, emails, texts, itineraries, hopefully names. There are specific communications that we are aware of that we'll be able to access, that we will be able to access on the electronics. The multi-agency investigation is being spearheaded by the U.S. Attorney's Office from the Southern District of New York. Monday's search was executed by Homeland Security security investigators. Again, I do want to say this. There have been rumors that my sources have been telling me that they found evidence of, they know of these blackmail. There's this, there's that. See, here's where everybody said Diddy messed up. For some reason, Diddy thought he was untouchable. And they're saying that all these things, he kept it to actually allegedly blackmail people for his own enjoyment and actually to lure people in to having freak-offs. When they raided it, listen, there's a lot that I've heard. I'm collecting the information. I'm going to go live and talk about it tomorrow. But let's just jump back into the J-Lo interview. So J-Lo ran up in the studio trying to fight over. I just wanted to give y'all the breaking news so y'all ain't have to leave. Y'all know I give y'all the tea as it comes in, okay? This interview, I can post the whole and without the director's cut either later on tonight or tomorrow. I'll just start dropping it in pieces. But anyway, they had gone. J-Lo tried to fight over Diddy because he was being bold. And to calm her down, he gave her a song. It apparently became a hit. Now they're at a club. They're at a club. They went to cafeteria. J-Lo started pouring his heart out to her. Now we're segueing into the atrocious way that Diddy treated Kim in relation to J-Lo. Listen to this. Because Diddy was psychotic. Listen to what he did to J-Lo and Kim. It really will break your heart.
I think that, he was treating her with respect. And then whenever he was having a problem or having issues, because he would take that shit out on Kim, because Kim could be out having fun, doing her thing, and they wasn't together. He was.
Okay, really quick. Manny Castillo said Sherry Dennis, not Dennison, and she was not around with that when that song came out. Come on, please get it right and be above reproach. First of all, Manny, shut your dumb ass up. You're on my live. Second of all, dummy, I said, do you know Sherry? That was her song. Third of all, she was in the studio before she became famous. So why don't you get your goddamn facts right? All right? I don't know why that pissed me off, but let me just ban you from my channel. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let's get back into the good vibes.
With J-Lo, Ms. Lopez, and he'll call Kim after we drop Ms. Lopez off, and the babysitter said, so Kim is not here, she's at, because Kim would tell the babysitter wherever she at. Did we go wherever Kim was at?
Really? Did J-Lo know about this?
No, I don't think she knew.
Wow. That Benny Medina knew. Like, okay, so I can get why. Again, so sorry I interrupted that because I feel like the story got out of whack. So this is how Diddy was basically, no matter who he was with, he was psychotic about Kim. And even when he was with J-Lo, he would drop J-Lo off. And then he always had somebody either following Kim or he knew where Kim was at, partly because he was sleeping with the babysitter. And I heard the babysitter didn't have 18 candles on her cake. That's another way that he kept ties on Kim. He would sleep with the women that surrounded her. And I believe that's true, because wasn't Kim Misa's good friend? He got Kim pregnant. Then wasn't Chase's mom, Sarah, Kim's good friend, really good friend? Diddy sleeps with the people around Kim so he could keep tabs on her. Let's keep going. And this is just my interpretation. You know, I know J-Lo is Puerto Rican, of course, but I do know from just being in the New York area, you know, Dominicans just started claiming they were black like 6 years ago. Before that, it was just like, no, it's not the same. It's not the same. Not all, but you know, the old generation was like, oh, no, right? Same thing sometimes with the old guard of those Puerto Ricans in the Bronx. So it could be perhaps that the reason why J-Lo's mom loved Ben Affleck so much is because he was a Boston white boy, this and that, you know, as opposed to a Mount Vernon, you know, black man. But what do you think Benny Medina's issue was with Diddy? Did he know what was going on with Diddy in the streets?
I don't know if he knew, but it was something about, well, you know, we had a meeting in California and I was with him. I could tell that by the way he and his demeanor, he didn't like the fact that Puff was with J-Lo. He was managing J-Lo at that time, and I think that he thought that Puff was going to ruin her career or whatever.
Just because of who he was, the way he treated her, or just what he thought he got?
And it's probably not who she was, who he was. You know what I mean?
Not big enough, or you think it was something personal?
I think it was more personal. You know, Benny Medina is racist himself. You know, allegedly, or he didn't like. You know, he used them for what they want to use them for, and move on. So I don't think that he was a good dude towards Puff, or he liked Puff at all. So if I don't like you at all, and then you with somebody I'm managing or somebody that I got their career interest in, I'm not going to like them for you. You feel me?
I mean, that makes sense. That really quick, you guys. I know I keep saying really quick. Can you guys hit the subscribe, like button? I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this year, and I swear, when I get to 400K, I'll buy a new camera. I know y'all been dragging me about the camera. I'm going to commit to you guys and to grow, and I might even get a background. You never know, if God's willing. But if you guys could hit that like, subscribe, share, or whatever, I will be dropping the uncut version of this in a little bit. But just let you guys know, why did I play this part before we get back into it? Frame this with what was going on right now with, according to Rodney, with Young Miami, with Jade, and with Carisha herself, right? Like Jamie said, right? Real talk. It sounds like all these babies' mamas back then were also on payroll and didn't know it. Everybody but Misa, because Diddy was mad that Misa would not let him have control over her life the way he demanded it with Kim. He demanded Kim leave that bed open for him. Okay, that's what everybody's saying. That's what he says later in the interview. We'll get to that. And Kim did, because she was still in love with Diddy. Misa was done with Diddy. Diddy tried to starve Misa out. Misa had to fight him tooth and nail for $5,000 in child support. Found out Kim was getting $34,000. All he had to do was pay $5,000 and pay for the house. He let that house get foreclosed. Misa lost the house. Now, again, Misa ain't stupid. She fought him in New York child support court and eventually got awarded the same amount for Justin as he was paying with Christian. But why was he always trying to punish Misa? Because Misa closed her heart and her bed to Diddy, and he wanted to make her pay, right? But listen, they said it sounds like all the baby mamas then were back on payroll and they didn't know it. And that's why the media put them against each other, which allowed him to continue playing them against each other. Because at the end of the day, he was always playing a role, you know? Listen, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Definitely makes sense. And I understand exactly what you're trying to say, right? at the end of the day, you're like, there might be plenty of reasons to not like him, but you ain't list one. It's just, it's just unspoken for no reason.
Okay, you guys. So listen, there is more to that interview. Me and Uncle Gene were chopping it up for like actually 2.5 hours. Uncle Gene literally was like, all right, Tish, because can call me Tish. He's like, all right, Tish, I gotta go. He literally hit the thing with like, the interview took so long, and I'm gonna post the part of the interview. The interview took so long. Uncle Gene was like, is there a clock in here, Tish? That thing like, what time is it? It's getting late. He literally, I tried to keep him on there but it is a 3-hour interview. I have it chopped up. He is dishing all this tea, and it is now coming up relevant when it comes to the raids. So tomorrow I'll drop part 1 where he's talking about J-Lo, Kim and stuff. Diddy sleeping with Kim's babysitter so he could stalk her, but also he spills more tea on that dynamic between J-Lo and Diddy. So it's like when you look at these reports now, I tend to believe people that were actually there, and he was there in the heyday. And Diddy back then, I think this before he started hanging out with Ron Burkle and them, like Gene Dill said, they was shopping for booty plugs, and well, Gene wasn't. Diddy was, and all this other stuff. But at the end of you know what? I'm gonna drop it. Hit that subscribe, notifications, please support. And thank you everybody for hanging around. And listen, if you're in the comments, let me know. Hit a 1, all ones. If you want me to drop, instead of like separating it by subject, if you just want me to drop the interview part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you can just like watch the videos back to back to back, or if you want me to put 1 2-hour interview that you guys can just keep coming back to, drop it in the comments. Okay, thanks so much for joining you. I will see you tomorrow night. Turn your notifications on because I got some tea and those other interviews will be dropping. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye guys. Oh, wait, no, don't leave. I have to say thank you to people with super chats. Please don't leave. Hold on, right? Really quick. Jamie Kelly, thank you so much for becoming a member. Nita K, thank you so much for the super chat. We also got Tania Martin said, did J-Lo wear white nail polish or participates in freak-offs? We're going to get to that in the other part of the interview. Don't worry, I'll post it. You'll get the answer to that. Also, why? Because Gene does discuss it. Hit that notification so you know when it comes up. YM Joy said, I'm just going to call you TNN. You are on it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, YM Droid. Call Me Emmy said, thank you for joining as a YouTube member. Nicole Harris, you too, Mama. Thank you so much for joining. Michael Corleone said, Buffy Combs is a Fed. Kanye West said it. I'm beginning to believe that. But here's the thing, Buffy, really quick before I go. If he's a Fed, like Kanye said, doesn't that put things in light when Diddy's lawyer was just crying the other day that all this mess is happening to him because the federal government it has a witch hunt and the feds want to take him down? He's saying, Kanye said, you feds, and the way he got on, I don't think he's feds, but I do think he was connected with state and local, right? But now this would explain why state and local were also investigating Diddy. The federal investigation unit came in and took over. And when state and locals got informants, I do believe Diddy's daddy was rumored to also be a federal informant for state and local New York, right? Along with allegedly Frank Lucas, but we don't know. Y'all know the whole history behind that, right? And they always let state and local informants get away with stuff until the feds come in and say, we don't care what deal you got. And maybe that's why he's screaming, this is a federal wrench hunt. They trying to take you down. Diddy, if they are trying to take you down, then you need to start naming names. But that's okay, because we're going to see what happens with Diddy, because I have a feeling he is going to name names. Because real talk, Diddy could have settled and paid money for his children to be removed from Little Rod's lawsuit. He chose not to. And he chose to drag in everyone you see. Carisha, his kids, Ethiopian, Lucian Grange. Diddy chose to drag them in. Meek Mills, everybody you can think of. Stevie J. If I was a thing, I would be mad at Diddy. You had enough money to pay this off. On top of that, you could have at least given me a heads up.
that this lawsuit was coming, so then I could have tried to settle out. Diddy ain't do anything. I think he's taking everybody down with the ship. Also, Maja Keys, what's up? Thank you so much. You said, I remember the interview where Kim spoke about Diddy still being with her while he was with J-Lo. And she said J-Lo was his camera girlfriend. Baby, listen, there's so much more to the interview. Subscribe, like, turn your notifications on so you know when it drops, and I'll do y'all right with the interview. I know y'all, I've been promising y'all this forever and a day, but it is ready to unveil, and I think it's more relevant than ever. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.